Elden Ring hot takes, not wasting any time. Sorcerer's builds are bad. You have probably seen a lot of TikToks how, for example, Comet Azure is annihilating bosses with insane damage, and you have probably thought, that's easy mode in the game. Me too, I also thought it is in easy mode, because of TikTok videos. But no, it's trash. The only reasonable reason to make intelligence build is because of Moonveil Sword and Dark Moon Greatsword. Yes, the best part in being a sorcerer is to fight with swords. Because I have tried to be a pure sorcerer, no weapons. That sucks, and it's boring. The best sorcerer spell is Rock Sling. But what about Comet Azure? What about the insane damage? Yeah, to get that insane damage you have to build your build around that one spell. You need so many buffs and condition that I feel like a witcher trying to fight a Striga. And again, good luck finding a boss that is going to stand still and wait till you'll finish all of the preparations, and not attempt to dodge. The majority of the Comet Azure experience that you'll get looks like this. Yeah, not that impressive. The majority of sorceries looks boring and feels boring. Yeah, forgot to mention, one of the best spells in the game is Impenetrable Thorns, which is a sorceries. So sorceries are cool after all, right? No, even though thorns are sorceries, it requires faith, so that really good spell is unusable for intelligence users. That saying, incantations are better, and you can also use the thorns as a faith user. You just need a staff. Now before move on, let me quickly promote my own channel. Subscribe and check out my other videos. If you are interested in Elden Ring, then check out the video about From Software formula. Let's move on. Controversial opinion, From Software has too many secrets. You know, all the invisible bridges and fake walls. Sometimes fake walls are pretty obvious, and you can see it if you are perceptive. Or you can rely on your fellow Tarnished, that leave signs on the ground with hints and messages, like try Finger's butthole for example. But even then the question arises, is it really a good secret if you read the message and didn't discover it on your own? Next hot take, rune loss after death. Why? I get that it is sorted to challenge you to play better, to reach the place of your death, etc. However, it just doesn't happen. I rarely die outside of boss arenas. I am well trained by Miyazaki to check the corners of the room that I am going to enter. This rune loss just brings headache. All it does is prevents me from entering boss arenas, because I have too many runes to leave them there. Yes, some may argue that you have a tier that prevents rune loss. But however, if you are revived at the stake of Marika, you can't change your tier there. And sometimes I just forget to pick them. Overall, it's just a pain in the ass. And I think no rune loss is a good idea at this point. The pain to redo the entire dungeon is already a good punishment for your death. Next hot take, quest log or something similar. And I know that a lot of people are against it. But the quests in Elden Ring are shit. They are simply not communicated properly, not even mentioning the quest log absence. Yes, probably to have quest markers in the game is a bad idea, but if you are gonna tell me that the quests in Elden Ring are okay, if you are gonna tell me that you completed Selen's quest line without googling, you are a liar. A liar. You lie. How are you supposed to find Selen's new body? Selen doesn't say you where to find it. The item description doesn't tell it either. Not even mentioning that it is in Selen's best interest to tell you where to find her body. Yes, you may accidentally stumble upon some signs that may hint you to that hidden path. But again, you didn't find them on your own. So is it good quest? I don't know, I don't think so. It doesn't give you a feeling that you accomplished it on your own. It's like if someone would defeat a boss for you. But it is okay if you didn't finish some quest lines, because you can have New Game Plus, etc. Yes, but people don't do that. They just Google this shit. They get spoiled because of that. It breaks the flow of the game, etc. Silent questline is just one example, really. There are hundreds of them. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. But a quest communication, a quest log, or some diary is required. Next hot take. Pause button. Yes, we need a pause button. Maybe some may say that it is an online game, so we shouldn't have a pause button. But I think we still need a pause button if, for example, we're playing offline or are not actively being invaded. We should be able to pause the game. And if we are being invaded, we won't be able to pause. Like when the game doesn't let you to open the map if the enemies are close. So I think it would not be a problem to block the possibility of invasion if the game is paused, or block the pause if the players get invaded. No pause isn't hardcore or something like that. It's just stupid. What if my nose is itching or someone calls me? The absence of the pause button is stupid. End of discussion. Next hot take, not a controversial topic. I think most of the people will agree with me. But someone needs to tell From Software that it is not mandatory to have platforming in the game. Just stop, it's horrible. Next hot take, arcane. Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need arcane attribute. All it does is prevent me from using weapons that I would wanna try out. And to understand that we don't need arcane, we have to look at the other magic types in the game. Like intelligence is sorceries and uses staffs. Faith is using seals. And what does arcane use? Oh, also seals. The same thing that faith users use. It's like nobody cares for arcane, even the developers. Also, the arcane spells suck. Next hot take, Elden Ring is actually ugly. And you may say, what are you talking about? Look how beautiful the game looks. Yeah, the further away you look, the prettier the game looks. What is that? That's cringe. The closer you look, the worse the game looks. From Software is really good in making metals. That's their secret. Swords, armors, etc. And From Software is really good in architecture, scenery and landscape. Now, if we have already talked about the ugliness, can From Software make a game that is not grim? Like, I have played Lies of P and I liked it a lot. It's just a beautiful game. It is beautiful at close and from afar, and it doesn't depress me. Lies of P showed us that a Souls game can be colorful. Next hot take, clear item description. For a hardcore game, Elden Ring doesn't bother explaining you what items or spells effects are. You know what I mean? For example, Cerulean Hidden Tear. The item description says, eliminates all FP consumption in mixed physique. Wow, that's OP. If you are a very perceptive human, you could press the switch view button and read that this effect is only brief and will quickly expire. But even then, what this brief means, how many seconds this brief is, 10, 30, 50, who knows? I mean, it's not as if it is important information. Or for example, Faith Not Crystal Tear. I have 45 faith. Rain of Fire requires 52 faith. Will I be able to cast this spell? Or maybe I will be even able to use the Light of Mikola that requires 72 faith. Who knows? The item description doesn't tell you that. You have to waste your time and try it out. Or Google, because From Software doesn't give a shit about that. It is only a couple of examples. The game is full of that. At this point, I'm surprised that you can see your stats at all, that you have the numbers in your stats. I would expect to see, for example, faith stats instead of 45 faith. It would be, you are a very religious man. Or for example, instead of 60 intelligence, it would say, you are quite sharp. Overall, you got the point. There is no excuse for such a vague description. Now, thank you for spending your 10 minutes with me. Consider checking out my other videos, like for example, the video about Rockstar Formula. And leave a like if you like this video.